How you two doing?
I'm frothing at the mouth.
Why is that?
Every second of every day since a week ago has felt like a crawl. It got bad around Thursday when when the withdrawals from Ascendant Garden were real. The past 4 minutes have felt like half an hour.
I see.
I'm losing my mind.
Well, it's okay. It's sunny garden time.
Yes!
Unless,
It's in the garden time.
Dalton cancels at the last second.
Why is Shannon not going to be here either?
I mean, there's that possibility.
Dalton's online.
But yeah, Jamie, I sent the figurine I was talking about.
I see. He's adorable.
Yeah, all the little wooden slots you see. His limbs can slot in like different positions, so you can position him however you want.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah, it was a birthday gift.
Nice.
Yeah. How have you been, Colin?
It's been a long day.
Mm.
Just got out of class, now it's 14 minutes ago.
Ooh. Which class?
Foundations of Law.
Mm.
They try and talk about philosophy, and they do it poorly.
Mm.
Yes, hello. Thank God.
They
Hi.
should let you teach the class.
They should. Honestly, you do better.
How are you guys?
Oh, God.
You still have your voice multiplier on.
Sorry.
Was that for your Saturday game or something?
Yeah.
Yes.
Forgot to turn it off.
Yes, we bore witness to that.
Oh. Really?
You couldn't hear it?
Oh.
It's
I
his own
mean-
goddamn mic. How would he hear
Hang
it?
on.
Yeah, I couldn't hear it, but
Y'all in rare form tonight.
I'm so excited that it's making me stupid. I'm gonna make such bad decisions. Not on purpose.
I've been staring at so many job applications all day. Words have started to lose meaning.
Legitimately
I just
calling
forgot
it. Calling
What'd you forget?
that the thing was on my voice still.
Focus. Everyone focus. Lock in. We gotta lock in tonight.
We do?
Yeah.
Gotta lock in every night.
Gotta lock
I don't
in.
have, I don't have the energy for every night. I don't know what you guys expect from me.
Every other night.
Maybe.
Every night and a half.
Do you have to claw at my chair?
Yes.
Apparently so.
I mean, I don't have to, I guess, but I'd prefer to.
Use the damn scratching post. That's why I bought it.
It's not correct.
Hmm.
You need a
That's what he seems
correct
to think.
snatching post.
I'm gonna say something, and it was important to me. Not important in general, but important to me. But I can't remember it.
Guess it wasn't important.
You'll figure it out.
Now you just get to wait. Just a little longer, Jamie.
Hi, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Great, we skipped that conversation. Let's go.
Hmm.
Sorry, Shannon, I do hope you're doing well.
Marcus
How
all
are
over
you?
again.
Now I can hear you. Oh my gosh. Okay.
See, all right, Jamie, go ahead with the conversation again.
Cool. Hi, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Wow, that sucks. I'm so sorry that happened. On to the session.
Wha- What? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh. What do you mean failed to fetch?
What?
Hold on, Jamie. Hold on.
I must log in.
I am holding on. I got distracted by a question from Landon.
Mm.
Well, it's going pretty good, I suppose.
You suppose?
Well, yeah. I mean, I rediscovered The Sims 3,
Hmm.
so that's been pretty cool.
Very nice.
I was talking to my should-be sister-in-law, and I was like, just sucks that The Sims 4 isn't fun, because I always, sorry, I always like make my sim in The Sims 4, and then the gameplay stops pretty soon after that, because I'm like, this is boring, I don't want to play this, and then my should-be sister-in-law was like, yeah, The Sims 3 was so great. I'm like, you know what? I mean, I didn't play a whole lot of The Sims 3, but I do remember I didn't just quit playing basically directly after making my Sims when I played The Sims 3. So I found my copy of The Sims 3 and my Supernatural expansion pack, and I put it on my computer, and I've been playing it, and I'm like, wow, the gameplay is quite fun. And before anyone's curious, yes, I've already decided that one of my Sims is having an evil arc. I made an elixir. I thought it was an elixir that would immediately get another Sim pregnant, but apparently it just increases the chances, because I thought that would be so evil to just to throw on someone, but the person that I threw it on was remarkably okay with it. She was like, hell yeah.
Remarkably
Good for her, I guess.
unfertile.
And then I used
So, I
Ice
mean,
Mag. I used
so you
Ice
just-
Mag.
Sorry, I was just gonna say you just gave someone a free fertility treatment. I mean, those
Yeah.
are expensive.
Yeah, I
You just
thought it
did
would
it for
be
free.
dark. I thought it would be dark evil, but then I used ice magic on a public toilet and broke it. So
Mm.
I was like, I need to do something dastardly and evil.
I don't even need ice magic to do that. Some pretty low tier villainy.
That reminds
Well,
me of this one Tumblr post about a character concept of a villain who is trying so hard to be a villain, but everything they do is accidentally like something really, really good. And they are known as like the city's greatest hero, and it bugs them to no end.
Yeah, ProZ did a skit like that.
Yeah.
you see, once I level up my alchemy skill enough to learn the zombification potion, it's over for y'all. Cause that my Sim's lifelong dream is to turn 10 people into zombies.
Rare
So
form.
I'm getting there. My other Sim's lifelong dream is to cook.
Hey, speaking of Sims, I wish we had characters that we could mess around and play with and move.
Well,
But like in our heads.
Man, what if?
what a segue. Well, I suppose it's time for us to jump into this next session. Wouldn't you guys agree?
Yeah,
I mean, I guess.
good as time as any.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you want to discuss the sport for 2 hours.
Nah. Dalton, can you please give the recap of the last 5 minutes of last session? Only the parts that mattered.
Right. Naza woke up.
Incredible. Dalton, you've done it again.
Amazing.
Truly.
I felt like I was there.
You just have a way with words, buddy.
It's quite magnificent,
Hmm.
the way that you described the highs and lows of Neza waking up.
Truly, truly. But that is where we pick up with Neza just having woken up and croaked out a few words. So I must ask all of you, what are you doing?
How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, welcome back.
Are there like, does Neza have like a chart?
Like, generally next to her there are notes, yeah.
Can I look at them?
Not good.
Oh,
Fucked up. It's on a level of you shouldn't be alive.
mm.
And is it true that I had briefly died a few times?
Um, yeah, how did you know that?
Bear was there. He talked to me.
Oh.
In your dream?
It must have been. Yeah.
Crap.
No, it's not like that, though. He specifically saved me from the power, the Ascendant power.
How and why?
Yeah, I don't buy that at all.
I don't know. Was it said last session in a way that Neza would remember from the vision, that parts of the Ascendant power just kind of blew up in her? Or was that explicitly only told to the other three?
That was, I believe, explicitly only told to the other three.
Okay, fair enough. We were just told me that he wasn't gonna let me die. And then I felt whatever connection we had just break apart.
Neza, would you be able to show me this dream?
All of it?
If you can.
Okay. Is we'll reach out a hand.
Vicha will take it. You don't have to push yourself. If you can only show me a little bit, I am curious to know more about this bear person. Since I've only heard hearsay so far, but as much as you can show me.
Neza will do her best to share the entire vision.
Gotcha. Make a mental check then at benefit 1.
So I do have a question for you out of character, Colin, as I'm making this check. You said at benefit 1?
Yeah.
Okay. I do have a question for you out of character as I'm making this check. Let's see. Did you expect the good rolls last session? Like, was that on purpose? Or did it just kind of play into the whole fucking with me thing?
No, they were expected.
Yeah. Because I like mental a lot. That is 9 successes.
Gotcha. It's a perfect conveyance then of the memories.
Well, you're getting really good at that.
Sorry, Caleb, can you repeat that? You cut out a second.
He just said, wow, you're getting really good at that.
I guess so. It's like a muscle, you gotta train it.
Yeah. But, that all sounds stressful. I'm glad you're back here with us now, though.
So what happened while I was gone? Did you guys go after Ocean?
Yeah, we got her ass.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
Yeah, she's in a diagnostic chamber at the moment.
And Hazel will make eye contact with Vicha before slowly nodding. Right.
So, how you feeling? Dizzy? Tired?
All of the
Headache?
above.
Ah.
Not very good.
Yeah, you should not be walking around or at least getting out of bed for a while. You're still in rough shape.
Yeah, I feel it.
When do you think she'll be ready to be a little more mobile again?
Hard to say. We'll have to see how her regeneration goes. I'd say at the very least 2 days. I mean, a day would be pushing it.
Not so bad.
But for the time being, there's some soup in the kitchen. I could get some for you if you want.
Please. Do you have a book of some kind, maybe?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be here 2 days.
Any particular type?
No. Maybe a book that you really enjoy.
There's a book on basic wards and other elementary magic that I always liked reading.
Would be great.
Yeah, it has a little bit of history on a few of the newer spells and things, some stories written by an ex-member of the chain here in Darmium. I'll go get it. And the soup. And Benno will leave the room.
I think Naza will lay back down.
Fair. What about the rest of you?
Can we get you anything?
No. Oh. Maybe the notebook that I have?
I imagine her personal effects were kept close by.
Yeah.
Oh, the notebook right over there.
I'll go get it and bring it over.
Thank you. This is gonna flip through it to see if anything has changed.
Nothing seems to have changed.
Understood.
Well, could I talk to Nisa alone for a moment?
Yeah, sure.
Suppose so, yeah.
Before that, Vijay, Elon, can you use your weird medical thing on this book to see if it's still got the virus in it? I mean, you used it on like plants and ground before.
I slightly resent you calling it weird, but I will do it.
I'm still not great with words at the moment.
I take out my analyzer and scan the book.
It's clean. As clean as it, can be, as it went through decontamination and Nazet really hasn't left this place.
Seems fine.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Any particular reason you want me to do that?
No.
No reason at all?
No. It seems like a bit of an odd thing to just sort of ask to do for no reason.
She'll just kind of look away for a second and say, I think the cult could see what I wrote into it. And I wanted to see if they still could.
Well,
That's a
if
big
they
thing
can
to
do
drop
that,
on us.
we should get rid of it. Yeah.
Yeah. I found out during the vision. Not the one that I showed you, Vitra, a different one.
Oh, there was another.
Yeah.
You
I
had
had-
multiple visions.
I think so. Or one really, really long one. I had written all of your letters in case I died, and I wrote Bear one too. I didn't intend to send it or anything, I just kept it in. But he responded to it. That's why I think they can see it.
Well, we should like get rid of it then.
I know. We should burn it.
Way ahead of you. And Kaylee is going to pull out his mithril sword and strike it up with fire.
I was okay. I was hoping we could do it outside, so we don't accidentally burn any of the equipment.
What, where
but
the
here.
Impure are?
Yeah, I was gonna say
Okay, that's on me.
outside is kind of swarming with various creatures.
That's fair. Sorry,
I'm
still
sure we
waking
can
up.
find. I'm sure we can find like a burn bin or something.
Yeah. I just want to be able to see it burn.
I mean, I'll stab it through right here. You'll be able to see it burn.
Okay, that works.
I mean, I did light up this sword.
Do I see like a bucket or something nearby?
Yeah.
I'll go grab the bucket. And I'll just sort of hold it underneath where he's gonna stab the book so I can catch the ashes.
Hey,
So
make sure your hands are clear.
Yep.
Liz will flip through the book just one more time, sort of reminiscing before handing it over.
Kayla will nod. And then we'll toss it up. Shink, shink, shink! Cut the book to pieces as the burning halves fall into the bucket.
Thank you.
That was cool. And he's gonna sheath his sword.
It was.
Cool.
It was.
It really was, yeah.
Nice moves.
Is there any more
Alright.
books that they could look through?
So we'll pull out her textbook of anthropological methods.
Oh,
And-
there's another.
And she will also pull out the book on the primordial ring.
What?
I really like books. I had both of these with me before I came to Lord's. I think the anthropological one's probably fine, but we should probably burn it just in case. This is a really old book, and it's kind of an antique. If you have to burn it, I guess that's fine. It is really outdated, I guess. Some would call it a part of history, but It is also the one that
Nasa?
they. Hmm.
You've been keeping 3 books in your bag this entire time? Like, we've hiked a lot.
Yeah, it really, really sucked. I didn't like it at all, but I didn't want to put them down.
No, I know what you were doing. You were working on your strength training, right?
Yeah,
Because even for a nerd, carrying around 3 books for no reason is kind of stupid.
Naza will not respond to this and instead just stand over the books. And about the old one on the primordial ring that she's been talking about, she'll just say, that one is the one that they. Well, let me. And she like wants to grab the initial call that she got from the cult, realizes they can probably see through it too, and then lets it be.
Well, do you know if they can see through it, or just see what's written in it, or just know where it is, or...
I don't know any of that.
Okay, better safe than sorry.
Yep, so true. Shink, 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 shink.
When we said we were going to be raiding libraries, I didn't think we meant my personal library.
Hehe.
Man, I didn't think I'd ever say this. I love burning books.
Okay, Kayla, let's go cool off, huh?
I like that joke.
And then
Want to get some
Alon will
food,
walk
guys?
away. Yeah, let's go do that while they
Yeah,
have their conversation.
I like nom noms.
I'll fix us some food.
Sounds
I'll
good.
join you guys soon once I'm done talking to Nasa.
Right.
Don't do anything weird, you freak. And Kayla will leave.
Is that an inside joke between you two? Or do I have to go yell
No,
at
he
him
just
later?
doesn't like me.
Yeah, I was really hoping that you guys would have been better friends, but I guess it's only been like a day and a half.
Yeah, not quite there yet. Um, Look, well, especially since you brought up the letters, I wanted to let you know that, well, I mean, it seems like you or Borellian or whoever have the pretty good read on me based on the vision. I didn't pass out the letters, and I mean, in that dream, it was the truth. I had complete faith that you would be coming back to us. I trusted in your strength and Benno's abilities, so I thought you should have the opportunity to express everything yourself.
Nisa will nod. I know, I appreciate you telling me, though.
Yeah, of course.
I, of course, probably will not express any of it in person at all, because I don't like talking about my emotions, but I will appreciate the sentiment. Those letters should also probably be burned. They were from the notebook.
I actually was, well, a little unintentionally ahead of you on that.
You burned the letters? What happened if I died?
Let me explain. I didn't burn them, but when we fought Ocean, I'm actually not even sure when it happened, but. And he'll kind of hold up his bag and show that there's like some jagged rips that have been kind of patched up where it looks like claws ripped through it. Your letters were in my bag and they got shredded.
Distributed
And then I
amongst
got rid of the
the
bits.
wild.
What was that?
They said distributed amongst the wilds.
Right, so I am sorry about that. It obviously was not what I intended. I really liked this bag.
Neza will laugh for a second and say, maybe Boudica can make you a new one with her ninjutsu.
Maybe.
The dream.
Do you
Alright,
happen to have... I know
oh,
your
go on.
bag broke, but do you happen to know where any extra loose notebooks laying around might be?
I would give you a spare if my notebooks didn't all have holes in them. But I'm sure Benno or Elan would have one. Would you like me to ask for one for you?
Sure, thank you. I'm just gonna,
Yeah.
stocking up for the next few days.
Yeah, makes sense. Um, and I imagine it's going to be boring on your own, but um, if you want company, I'll be around, and if you'd like to practice with your Torvian more, maybe you could show me a few more things while you're at it. Just
Sounds
since you
like
have
you
nothing else
just
to
want...
do.
Sounds like you just want access to my memories. Maybe I could
Oh,
try practicing the other part of it, where I take some. Not take as in consume, but take as in read.
uh, um, maybe. I
Oh,
honestly don't know
suddenly you
if you'd.
don't want to practice the Torvian. Nisa does not say that in character, but it is a fun joke.
There's a lot of things in my memories that, well, I wouldn't really want to subject other people to be perfectly blunt. I, I know I haven't told you guys much about myself, but honestly, it's because a lot of it is not very pleasant. I prefer not to burden other people with it. But if you don't want to practice your Torvian with me, that's fine. Company was more the part I was angling for anyway. You just mentioned wanting to exercise that muscle.
I would always love company. Thank you.
Of course. I'm gonna grab some food, but I'll get that notebook for you from Benno and I'll be back.
Yeah.
Of course.
And as you
And Vicha will
yeah,
leave. Oh, go on.
and as you're exiting outside, you can see Benno is returning with a bowl of soup and a book for Neza.
Benno, do you happen to have a spare notebook Neza could borrow?
Yeah. We're in a laboratory. There are
Right. She
literally
was just
notebooks
asking for one.
everywhere. I mean, you can see that we got notebooks over there, and there's some over there, and even over there, really got you know, many stacks of notebooks.
Okay,
You
are
can
they
just take
ones
one.
she can write in? Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Some of those are empty.
Good to
I
know.
love him.
Yeah. You doing okay?
Me?
Uh, yeah.
Uh, yeah, I'm fine. Why?
Dude, there are notebooks everywhere, and you asked me for a notebook.
Oh, I just didn't want to just rifle through your things without asking.
Yeah, but it was like you didn't even see the notebooks.
Well, I've had a very busy couple days. A lot on my mind.
We've been trapped in this one place. We did go-karts.
And the go-karts took up a lot of the day.
I like to imagine from somewhere inside the room, Nisa goes, "Go-karts!"
Sorry, you can't do those for at least 4 to 6 weeks.
Weeks!
And Benno's going to lean closer to Vicha. It's more like 4 to 8 months, but we really shouldn't tell her that.
Right. Lips are zipped.
Alright, soup time! Soup time! And Benno's gonna enter the room.
Autism versus autism interaction.
Yeah. Well, that's going on. Alon and Boudica, I guess Visha as well. Are you guys doing anything today? It is right now like 6:30. Or are you just
There's,
chilling?
there's some good brekkie. What do you think?
Yeah.
This brekkie.
6:30 a.m. or p.m.
PM.
Oh.
But
This is
Kaylee
some
would
good-
serve breakfast.
This is some good brekkie.
Yeah, I mean, it's the best meal of the day.
any
Anyone need to-
time of day.
any time of day. I could eat breakfast all day, every day. I don't understand why we have to eat any other type. Eggs, breakfast meats, savory bread items, pastries. Breakfast is truly a dominant meal.
Well, you see, Kaylee, once you unshackle yourself from the expectations of society, you can have breakfast whenever you please.
Yeah, that's why we're having breakfast now. I'm already there.
Yeah, you can have breakfast at 3 p.m., goddammit.
I have many times.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
I was out on my own in the wilderness as a ranger, I just ate breakfast. That was it. Only breakfast foods.
Best, most important meal of the day. All day, every day.
I never got sick of it.
Yeah.
Ever.
There's so many different kinds of breakfast. There's crepes, and there's pancakes, and there's waffles, and there's muffins.
There's oatmeal. There are cereals.
There's breakfast sandwiches. There's breakfast burritos.
And even if you want to be fancy, well, there's steak and eggs.
Yeah. Hey, listen to me. Listen to me.
Yeah.
Chicken and waffles.
I do like chicken and waffles.
Yeah.
To breakfast.
Breakfast. What are your thoughts on brunch?
Half as good as breakfast.
Fair.
50% better than lunch.
Yeah. That's sort of the trade-off. It's like, do I want to have brunch? It's like, it's not as good as breakfast, but it's better than lunch. So like,
It's 100% better than dinner.
oh yeah.
I think Ilhan's brain like stopped in the middle of that and was like, "How would you fry a chicken in like a ranging in the wilderness setting? Got to carry a lot of oil for that."
Bravely.
Yeah,
I mean, actually, what you do is you melt down the fat of a deer or a creature that you hunt because you need fat in order to fry. And once
True.
you render that down, you put it in a cooking pot, and then you can coat your chicken, usually in egg and some type of ground up flour that you're taking along, or something that you're able to find, and that's how you fry it. Or we just do it when we're back at base.
Yeah.
I miss Cartham Gores, I think.
you think you miss it?
Well, I mean, it's technically been years.
That's true.
A lot of years.
I don't think time ever really takes the edge off of it, though.
No, I don't think so. I mean, in the past, I never really missed it. Now, though, I kind of long to see those walls.
Well, willing. Once we'll get there sooner rather than later, hopefully, if they're able to siphon any knowledge from Ocean and take care of business, and hopefully we can all go home.
From what Benno said, the diagnostic was going to be finished in the morning, so we might know more then.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
So I don't know about you, but I don't think you're the only one missing some people.
That's right.
Oh, you are still aiming to get past the Great Gate, aren't you?
Why are you asking that?
To know what the plan going ahead is?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just curious. I figure I'm stuck with you guys a while longer.
You don't need to be. You can stay here, do research, be a book nerd.
Be a nerd.
Come on. You love books.
I do like books, but I can find books anywhere.
That's
I mean, it
actually
seems
not
like
true. They don't grow on trees.
They are made of trees.
Yes, they don't grow
yeah.
on them. This is literally the place for books. Why do you want to leave?
Well, you
I
guys
wanna
created quite a mess. I would like to help you fix it.
I did not create this mess.
Sure, but I mean, you weren't involved in it, and you're still here. I wasn't involved in it. Why can't I still be here?
I was assigned to this mission. I will complete it.
Mm.
One's gonna stand up and go over to the diagnostic room and take a look in there.
Okay. You would probably see Benno in the room then, just kind of messing with some dials and things, and looks like the diagnostic is pretty far along.
Is Ocean out or cogent?
She's being kept unconscious by a lot of
Okay.
anesthetics.
Right. How's progress going?
Well, overall, I think it's going fine. Um, Again, we won't know more until everything is finished, but initial readings, I think, are good. Nothing going wrong. I'll have to analyze the data tonight, and then I'll tell you if we're able to find anything in the morning. She is a Nexus host. That much we can tell, so we'll get something out of it.
Do you want assistance or are you good alone?
I think I'm probably good alone here.
Alright. Well, if you change your mind, I'm around. So is Vicha.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's just me watching the machines and then reading some tables and what they spit out.
Sure. Is it going to be an all night thing?
It might, yeah. I mean, if you want to stick around, be my guest.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll stick around.
Got anything on your mind, friend?
Oh, a lot. I'll be honest with you. But right now, I'm just sort of sitting with being grateful that Naze is okay.
Yeah, I'm sitting with that too. She, I mean, it's a miracle that she's here.
Yeah. Incredible work you did.
I'll be honest, Mr. Skirtai, I don't think I can take credit for everything that happened there.
Hmm.
There are other forces at play. I just tried to do the best I could, and, well, what happened happened.
Huh. Naze, this is something similar. Said, I'm not sure if you were in the room or if you had already gone off to get her some food, but she'd mentioned that Aurelian, like second in command of the cult, appeared to her in a vision while she was out and
Right.
cleansed her, which makes no sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make much sense to me either. It's
Not sure if
strange.
I'm just lacking in imagination or if I just can't grasp the reason for it.
I mean, it is like the virus just self-destructed.
Hmm.
I just don't know why they'd let her go. Or if that's even what they did.
Yeah. Hmm. Odd. Because last I checked, they were quite intent on infecting as many people as they could. I don't get why they'd just cleanse the virus out of a person.
I mean, I'm probably going to throw her in the diagnostic room at least 10 more times
Yeah.
just to see if it's really all gone. I mean, they have to have an angle here.
I have to assume they do.
You know them better than me. What could they want?
Well, I one aspect that could be it is that they just want us to have our guards down, but if that were the case, I feel like they wouldn't completely detach. Uh, Perhaps they Nays also said that her journal, it was magic, and she said that the cult could interact with it in some way. Still unclear as to the nature of that. Um, it's possible they were simply able to read what she wrote in it, but we just burned it, so that avenue's gone to them as well. Because they showed their hand, apparently, which does not seem like them unless it was to their benefit somehow.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't make heads or tails of it.
Me, neither.
Um,
I kind of have to. I knew Brilliant for an extended period, but after the reveal of the cult and what it was all about, I kind of have to second guess everything I thought I knew about the man, you know? Anything he told me at any point could have been a lie.
I mean, yeah. Considering everything that happened, I
Yeah.
mean, it was probably all a lie, right?
I feel like it would be safe to assume that, but at the same time, the best lies have a kernel of truth in them.
Hmm. What do you think those kernels were?
Hard to say. For example, uh, when we arrived, he told me he was from Carthonis. That could be true, but at the same time, if he knew who we were before we got there, like we were called specifically, he may have known that I am from Carthonis and just said that so that I would relate to him or something.
Hmm.
I'm trying to think of things he said or did that could not have an angle to them, but I think that well's dry because every small act basically either deepened or slightly strained our trust in him, and he only did this straining if it furthered the cult's mission.
Sounds like a slippery guy.
Oh, very.
Um, Here, can you help me do a quick system diagnostic just to make sure we're getting everything good?
Yeah, of course.
And will you just continue on with Benno into the night?
Yep.
Gotcha. Anything else any of you wish to do today?
After eating Vicha... Oh, go on.
Boudica will probably be knitting some sort of "I lived, bitch" sweater for Neza.
Okay. That's awesome.
This is the only time I will allow Estelle flowers to be put onto a design ever. Or any flowers ever again.
I think while Boudica's doing that, Vicha would actually sidle up to her. Hey, Boudica. What you working on?
Working on a little something something just to show Neza how much I appreciate her being not dead.
Yeah, that's kind of you. You seem to be quite good at knitting.
Well, you know, I'm doing something with all my time that I have while I'm retired. I might as well be good at it.
That's very true. Are you self-taught, or did you learn from someone?
I'm actually self-taught. It's I've always had a knack for, you know, putting things together, building, and I guess that also extends to fibers.
What else have you put together?
Well, gotta think about that for a second, because I mean, my dad's not wrong when he says I destroyed a lot, more metaphorically destroyed, but I like to think in my life I've built some form of communities where I could.
Yeah, I don't know much about you, but you seem to be, well, a lot of what holds this group together. It's impressive.
Oh, that's very kind of you. I don't know much about you either. I mean, aside from academics, what else do you like to do? I know I make fun of you for
Oh,
being a nerd, but I am genuinely interested.
yeah, I mean, honestly, academics really consumed most of my life. Uh, I do like reading in my free time, learning of all kinds, really. I would love to pick up new skills, honestly, to kind of explore things outside of academia.
Well, what's a skill you've always wanted to learn?
Honestly, knitting would be good, or really any kind of mending. My, my things tend to have a habit of getting holes ripped in them one way or another.
Okay.
It could be nice to be able to learn how to repair those.
Well, you're in luck because I am currently on a section here where that's just a basic stockinette stitch. It's one of the basics, and I can go ahead and give you a little lesson.
Oh, that'd be great, thank you.
And Boudica will kind of saddle up and kind of hold what she's working on further away from each other, from herself, making sure that she's not covering any of the stitches with her hands while she goes and does it, just so Vicha can get the best view of where the needle is going in, how it's going in, if she's wrapping the yarn counterclockwise or clockwise, and she's explaining the importance of each part of each movement. And she's sort of just kind of slowing it down so that he can really see the best that he can.
Gotcha. And,
Yeah, and
Vicha,
Vicha would be-
make a mental check
Oh.
to see how much you're able to, like, I suppose, learn about the process.
Gotcha. He will be paying attention with, well, as much attention as he can muster. You've gotta be fucking kidding me. Not a lot, I guess.
Not a lot of attention.
You're a tired guy.
I'm a tired guy.
Oh, well, maybe next time, maybe you're just not a visual learner. I'll find some extra needles and we can do a hands-on lesson next time.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, I'll let you keep working on this for Neza, but yeah, I would love some lessons later.
Yeah, anytime.
And I think at that point, Vicha would kind of collect a notebook to go bring to Neza, just so she has something she can write in.
Fair. Then, Neza, you do see Vicha come in and give you the notebook.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, of course. Benno teased me a bit for not just grabbing one, but
I wouldn't want to just start rifling through things.
it's exactly what I said.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get some sleep soon. Or try to.
Yeah, you. No offense, but you do look like you need the rest. Okay. I'll let you get to it then. Then Vicha would leave the notebook just somewhere within reach of her, and
I imagine she would have taken it.
okay.
She's now searching desperately for a pen. But given that it's a laboratory, I imagine there's one, like, right there.
Yeah.
She will pick up the pen.
Okay.
You
I mean,
guys
I
right-
imagine Vicha could have picked one up.
You guys right now. Oh man, I'm in the middle of this computer lab. I wonder if there's a computer I could use.
Hey, keyword is that I could use. We don't want to just start grabbing things.
Then, anything else you guys wish to do tonight?
Tonight.
Okay.
I'm cranking that sweater boy.
Uh-huh. Then all of you can take a complete rest as the recovery process continues. But
Do I take a real complete rest? Or is it impacted in some way?
a real complete rest, yeah.
Yes.
You wake up again.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God.
You are not actively getting worse.
That's good.
You're not in a time loop.
I was about to say it's in God's hands now, but it's actually the opposite. It is no longer in God's hands, and that makes it better.
Mm-hmm. But in the morning, Alon, Benno is looking over the completed report, and then you can see his eyes get rather wide as he starts to look over a few of the charts. Hey, I think we got something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, what?
Get the others. Hold on, I just need to check on a few things.
I will rush to get the others.
And wheel Nasa in. She shouldn't be walking.
Okay. Going into Naza's area, does the bed have wheels or do I need a wheelchair?
It has wheels.
Okay. I will unlock the wheels and begin to roll her into the diagnostic chamber.
With no explanation.
We're having soft tacos later.
Uh,
Oh, where are we going?
we finished the diagnostics on Ocean.
Okay.
Benno wants to tell us all what was found.
Awesome. Okay.
And then once I get the bed in there, I lock the wheels again and go and get the others.
Gotcha.
Wake up!
Huh?
Deja, you two, wake up.
Huh?
What's going on?
Kayla, you two.
Kayla is already in the kitchen making breakfast.
Polydectes, you asleep?
Polydectes is like fiddling with something in the corner, like some sort of device.
Okay. Diagnostics are in. Benno wants to show it to all of us.
Good. Polydectes will follow.
Kayla, you can bring your eggs.
That was a lucky guess from you. And Kayla will bring his like massive tray of like eggs and breakfast meats.
Then bring them all into the chamber.
Gotcha. Then, this point, as everyone enters inside, Benno seems incredibly excited. Okay. Diagnostic complete. I think we have something. Potential way to completely, from what it looks like, cut off the connection that the virus has to Nexus hosts. It wouldn't be enough to do a mass cure, obviously, but I think it might be enough to do small cures in a confined environment like what we have here, or if we had maybe more devices and tools that we could use. But what I'm trying to say though is, yeah, I think we have something, and even just watching what the virus did within NASA and how it blew itself up, and maybe it could partially replicate the kill command, or not replicate it, but do similar things to its proteins and structures and the way the magic works. I'm getting ahead of myself, but we got something. So that's the benefit, the bonus, if you will. We have a way forward.
All right, we'll lay it on us.
Amazing.
All right, so that's where it gets tricky. So the first thing that you need to know is that we're going to need something that can transfer energy incredibly well. A very strong source of primordial magic. And usually for these types of recipes, there is a clear avenue, especially for organic material, because we want this to be the best you can. I won't get into the nitty gritty of it with you. We need a dragon scale.
Oh.
Yeah, not just any dragon scale, though. An elder dragon scale.
Oh.
Can't just be something we pick up at the supermarket, can it?
Well, lucky for us, there is a potential dragon, elder dragon, in the area, actually, that
Uh-huh.
that might be perfect for our purposes. Problem is, they live in Glane.
You don't say.
Uh-huh.
I think I remember that from the book.
How does everything keep
Mardrax?
tracing back to
Marjax.
Glane?
Uh,
Hard what? Hardrax? What?
Mardrax.
Mardrax? Is that the name of the dragon?
Yeah, it is.
It was in that. It was mentioned in that book we found about Voyant. Or I think someone mentioned it in conjunction with Voyant.
Yeah, so there is that. And even getting in there is going to be, well, less than easy. We'll probably need to get all of you breathing apparatuses, at the very least. The air there is considered toxic. And probably to do that, we'll need the second ingredient as well, which we'll also need a lot of, coincidentally, to build a device and to implement into the actual magical cure that will be administering mithril. It seems like the virus has an extraordinarily difficult time interacting with mithril, and it's magic. It just is a natural shield. I mean, that makes
Oh,
sense.
yeah, that's good. The gates are made of it.
Right, and um, cracking open a few books, I mean, mithril is a pure metal. It's very resistant to alterations. I mean, of its physical and magical properties. I mean, it even translates apparently in primordial to unchanging metal. So its rigidity and pureness might be exactly what we need to basically hold back the virus for a time. It's just going to be about finding a place, ideally other than the gate, to get this mithril in large quantities.
Right.
I mean, that shouldn't be a problem. My people have mithril. We are the Order of the Mithril Hand.
Right.
So if we asked, how much mithril are we talking here? Benno kind of like runs a few numbers. Probably 10, 20 pounds. Okay. I mean, I think that's doable.
All right. So we know where we need to go and what we have to do.
Joyous day.
Honestly, it is. It's. Oh, I mean, once we get the dragon scale and the mithril, me and Magister Tahanis, I mean, we'll probably stay back and be trying to build a method for curing these Nexus hosts and these other entities, but it's kind of a plug and play.
And it feels good to have a method, a plan. I mean, originally we had no idea how to stop it, but now we have a path forward.
Yeah, basically it's it's about giving the virus nothing that it can latch onto as you just build a bubble around it. I mean, it tries to fight back, of course, but when it can't reach out and touch anything, I mean, just pure wall of magic. You just kind of, I suppose it's like cutting grass on a lawn, one swing of the shear at a time.
Do we just need one dragon scale, or we will need a supply?
I mean, the more that you get, likely the more we'll be able to do. I don't know how long each of these materials can last. I know we'll get at least one crack with one Elder Dragon scale. If you can get a bundle, that's a bundle of people we can save. And maybe even figuring out more of how all this works. But now that we actually have one of these Nexus hosts, and we've been able to look at how they exchange information, how they operate, we got something. We've gone farther than anybody else.
Right.
Oh, that's great to hear.
Polydectes, and at this point, Polydectes will step forward. I can start on the breathing apparatus. Shouldn't be too hard, I think. Just filtering out all the impurities. And he'll look around. Give me a day. I should be able to have enough for all of us.
All right.
And
Good, that's about the
That's
time
great.
I can start walking again.
although, don't push yourself. Maybe we stay a little bit longer, just so that you can really be back up and on your feet.
It works too. I'd just like to go with you all.
Of course you're coming with us.
Yeah.
But we can see tomorrow how you're feeling. And then if you feel ready to be back on your feet, great.
She'll nod.
Well, I'm going to go find a spare lab, get to work. And Benno will nod. Yeah, I'm going to meet up with Magister Tahanis and see what we can begin getting done as well.
All right. Sounds good.
Before you go, Benno, can I talk to you for a second?
Sure.
Probably just back in the room.
Yeah, here, let me take you back. And Benno will begin to wheel you back to your room, Neza.
Once they're there, she'll say, I have a weird question.
Yeah.
Request-ish. So, I'm not sure if you saw what I did with Vicha, but I have a Torvian now. It can let me not only share memories, but see them too.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering if you'd let me see the memory that you have of the operation.
Oh, gods,
Specifically-
why?
Well, And Neza will pull out some very rudimentary sketches that I already showed you, Colin.
Mm-hmm.
I have an idea here. You know how Polydectes has that blue jade machine in his chest?
Yeah,
From
yeah, I'm aware.
my calculations, my memory, it should only last him another few days. We don't have any extra blue jade from what I know, and it's too dangerous to go out and get more. Maybe we could build something new. I just need to know how a heart works, and more specifically, I need to borrow your expertise of it. I mean, you've been training for years. I don't have years to figure this out, but if I can borrow your memory, I'll get to experience it the way that you did, and I'll experience all of the expertise you have with it. And then if we do decide to work on this, I can also share that to Elon and to Polydectes and to anyone else who wants to work on it with us, maybe Vicha. And then we can all sort of shortcut those years of training to just get very specialized, very specific situational expertise in this.
Sure. All right, I'll share what I can.
Lisa will attempt to use her Torvian for that purpose.
Gotcha. I
imagine it's not very fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna say make a spirit save.
Yeah.
Because this is fucked.
Oh, I don't have enough spirit for this. Unless the DC is 1, I don't have enough.
Roll anyway.
Ooh, how about using 1 hero point because I want to be cool in front of my brother? That didn't work. Nothing.
So, let me let you in on a few things.
It sucks.
Benno's expertise is not open a heart surgery.
Well, yeah.
That's not what he's good at. He's good at wards. Like, he has a general understanding, but it is general. And what he did to you was essentially like opening up different parts of the body and then applying basically like this Lord's virus killing gas that he had already sprayed all of you down with, just at very certain targeted portions of the body. And he had to be very precise with it, because if the gas got too out of hand, it would eat through your entire body and vital organs would be turned to goo. So
he's not sitting here going, I need to be careful of doing this or that because I know how a heart works and I want to stop it. He was going, please, 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 please don't pesticide my sister.
Yes, it was glue and duct tape the entire time. He was able to identify the parts of the body based on like the diagnostic in his charts, along with the help of Magister Tahanis, who is the actual expert in arcanophages, because that is her expertise. And together, the both of them were able to begin to take out the virus. But even then, they were about to kill you. They're not like top of the line surgeons. You were going to die on that operating table, if not for strange things happening. So there's that. Like, you gain a rudimentary knowledge of the body, not at all how like a heart works.
Yeah.
Now we actually get into the save, because watching yourself get opened up from a third person perspective, like lying open, like, I'm not sure if you actually know how a surgery is. Like, your guts were on a hook.
Yeah. Bad.
Like, all of your organs outside of your body.
Yeah, not good.
A truly horrific experience. And with 0 successes, tell me how Neza kinda loses it. as she gets it all. She gets the entire hours-long surgery, every moment watching herself be opened up, and then, like, with each cut and incision being able to feel the pain that still lingers on her own body. You've basically subjected yourself to being awake for a surgery for 12 hours straight.
And I don't think at any point that with 0 successes she'd be able to end it early and pull herself away.
Absolutely not.
Because, yeah, no. So I think afterwards she probably... There was the burn bucket nearby. She'll probably turn and, like, vomit into it.
Mm-hmm. Are you alright?
Bad idea. Not a good... Not... She might throw up again.
Yeah, I would say that's fair. Hey, it's alright. You're good now.
I thought I'll just look at a diagram. Jeez. Or, I can't say Jesus. I'll just look at a diagram. Jeez. I can't say Jesus. Can't do this. Do something diagram. Fuck. Is probably the gist of her sentence.
Gotcha. I think it also kind of comes out like in gibberish as Benno will
Yeah,
kind
and
of like
really garbled.
will like walk over and say, hey, do you wanna chill out for a bit?
Good lord. Words are not working.
Morphine.
Oh, I didn't know he meant like that.
The good
I thought
drug.
he meant be left alone.
Well, he will leave you alone as you just
After you take the morphine.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair.
It's only gonna be enough for like 2 or 3 hours, but enough so that you're not in this existential downward spiral. Which is probably what you're in. With 0 successes, I'd say you also would gain 2 levels of tired, because that takes some years off of a person, what you just did.
And apparently I don't have many of those left.
With some of your actions, perhaps. While this is happening, what are the rest of you doing?
So while we're blissfully aware of Neza willingly walking herself into a mindfuck, I feel like this isn't the first time she's done something like this.
Do we all
I-
hear just like a distant scream and a what?
Yeah, I think like screams, like panic, and it's not good.
Boudica
I turned my back for 5 seconds, Zilon.
Boudica is continuing to knit the sweater, however she is now knitting faster because she's realizing that she needs to give this sweater to Neza while Neza's still alive.
The old woman is
Visual and still
racing.
accurate.
The old woman is racing against time, not for herself, for the young woman she's knitting the sweater for.
As we've established, she's really good at winning races.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You get a hero point for that.
Thank you.
Oh my god.
It's like when you have a dog and you hear him chewing and you go, "What's in your mouth?" and they start chewing faster.
Boudica, what are you knitting?
Sweater.
Nasa, what are you looking at? What are you looking at? Spit it out.
Well, she certainly did into the bucket.
Mm-hmm. anything from Alon or Vicha.
I think Elon would go to investigate the screaming and then see Benno giving Nazahar drugs and just be like, okay.
Benno just
Prob-
kind of
That's
turns.
probably the best idea.
Yeah, Benno just turns around and he just gives this sad shake of his head. Finishes
Could
giving the drugs.
Could
Well,
just
I
be
will back out slowly.
I mean, it could just be perfectly reasonable that, something act up from her 12 hours of surgery where she was opened up everywhere, that she's
Right,
just
yeah.
in pain.
Yeah.
Sure, it'll subside soon.
What he's giving her, I'm sure it will. To,
Um,
to be
Alon-
clear, doctor enters room with a patient that has a different doctor and sees the doctor is there and handling the situation.
I
And then
can't
leaves.
get to all of you enough. Benno is not a doctor.
Yeah, but they also didn't let me help with surgery, so
Yeah, you were sent to get the Nexus host.
yeah, I know.
Surgeon goes get the Nexus host. Our ward specialist is doing surgery. This whole godforsaken world is messed up.
Doctor enters hospital room, sees the radiologist doing surgery. Doctor leaves.
Uh,
All right, anything
Uh,
else, gang?
yeah, I think is Alon, I assume, coming back into the main room after that.
yeah.
Uh, Alon, I wanted to ask you something if that was all right.
Sure.
Uh, well, you didn't really. I heard most of the pieces from other people. I know you were taken to Nerdica, and you mentioned a little, but I was wondering, uh, well, what was Nerdica like?
To be clear, you didn't go to Nerdica alone.
Yeah, I
Oh,
didn't.
that wasn't him.
No,
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't go to Nerdica. I went to Kovarov.
Went to Kovarov. Okay, then.
Cold mostly.
Yeah, that's fair. I actually, when I was very young, I lived over in Kovarov.
Huh.
Yeah, don't remember much about it, but I do remember the cold.
Um. Yeah, the situation there isn't good.
Yeah, so I've heard, you were there helping the refugees, right?
Yeah.
Were you, well, were you
It.
successful with the people you helped?
I mean, I'd hope that sort of taken as a whole, the answer to that be yes. Uh, the degrees to which I could help varied quite a bit.
Makes sense. Still, I think it was quite admirable of you.
I did what I could. Um. Still, it was a lot.
Yeah, I can imagine. Not that I've practiced medicine, but I've
Sure.
seen a lot of people be hurt. I'm glad you were able to, well, help the ones you saw to any degree.
Yeah. Sometimes I could help medically. Sometimes all I could really do was just talk to them and listen. Reassurance. Sometimes. Conditions were bad, but I did what I could, what I could manage.
Yeah, that's good. I'm sure every little bit you could do helped. Uh,
Yeah. Uh, Still, it's hard to, see people suffering and not want to do something about it. I'll be honest, I think that's primarily how the cult tricked me in the first place.
yeah, I know the feeling. That was why I went to the arena, was because I wanted to help the people there.
Oh, I sorry, I guess I'm misremembering. I thought that you were, in and he'll sort of motion to an empty piece of space and then just sort of ended up in the arena.
Uh, no, the well, the interaction I had with the grimoire as a child shaped my later research into dimensions and grimoires and the like. But going into the arena was of my own volition. And you know, the warrens I ended up tumbling into on my way out of the arena.
Oh, right. Sorry, I forgot. That I'm I'm not used to dimensional travel. That whole situation is a blur.
It's not really something you get used to.
Huh. Well, you're the resident expert, so I suppose I'll take that.
Yeah, no, my first real intentional foray was the one into the arena.
Hmm.
So I have a lot more book knowledge probably than the rest of you. Uh, a little lacking in personal experience. Uh, I mean, I imagine still more than the rest of you, but
Well, at least a little bit.
yeah. I mean, I'm curious. How did you feel? Your expeditions through different dimensions. Uh, coming from someone who's not intensely interested in them.
How did I feel about it?
Yeah, I mean, I knew what I was looking for. I knew what I was expecting, but I imagine, um, the little bit of journeying through different ones you did, were would have been quite a different experience, different expectations.
Sort of stirs off for a second. Says, "I'd say I have a healthy sense of curiosity. Probably wouldn't be in this position if I didn't. Um, I and I that curiosity was there when we were traveling through those different places, interested to learn more. But well, frankly, the fact that we were essentially enslaved during that period did kind of tamper any of that I had.
Yeah, that is very fair.
Just sort of, the not fully knowing why we were doing it, what the end goal of it was. The interest was there, the curiosity was there, but it was fairly well tempered.
See, who knows? Since you have the curiosity, maybe you'll be able to foray into more pleasant dimensions someday.
I don't know. The practicalities of it kind of mess with me in some kind of fundamental ways that I'm not sure I want to do anymore. If you have some books to recommend, I'll look it up, but I don't know if I want to do it personally.
That's fair. Most of my books aren't. Well, the couple books I have aren't really legible anymore. But next time. Well, they do have a library here, I suppose.
Want to go browse?
Yeah, sure.
Go to the library?
Gotcha. Then you guys go and look at library books?
Yeah.
Yep, I think Vicha will keep an eye out for anything any titles he might remember from his studies on dimensions.
Gotcha. I mean, there are a few here and there.
Cool.
But anything else any of you wish to do today?
I want to start dipping a toe into practicing with the spirit school.
Okay. Gotcha. So I can't remember. Do you have any guide for that?
You gave me the sort of like branching path.
Mm-hmm.
And there was as for in-game guides, there was that book that we copied down for Rother.
I've
Or
copied
for
down one.
Elon.
Yeah. I've copied down one book, and you
Gotcha.
said that I found some sort of additional notes in this library.
Good. I wanted to make sure that you had all that. Then let me pull some stuff up. Wanting to do this particular training, so you would be starting with the student school.
Mm-hmm.
As with this particular school, it's mostly focused around, of course, learning and everything that comes along with it. So go ahead and make first a mental and then a spirit check for me.
Okay. Spirit's only one, but still gonna give mental. Yeah. Oh.
Huh.
Ow. Do I want to use hero points for this? You know what? Yeah, I'll use like 3.
Okay.
Two successes on the mental check.
2 successes on mental. Okay.
And none on the spirit.
Gotcha. So crazy. Spirit is very important on the spirit school.
Yeah.
This is the initial form of it. So it's the most basic, and you're still struggling to understand, but you think you get it down.
Mhm.
The actual like mental state that you need to be in to accomplish some of these things, that is what you're having some difficulty with. Your mind in so
Gotcha.
many ways is racing, and to just sit down and concentrate and focus,
Mhm.
that is where you're having the most trouble.
Gotcha.
But with
Okay.
more time and effort, might get further. You've handled all the mental stuff you need to do, so you're technically like halfway there. It's just the other half is a climb.
Gotcha.
But that's probably what Alon is doing for the rest of the day.
Okay.
No one else says anything. Once Neza calms down a bit and it hits like a lot later in the day, probably close to like 9 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Do I feel okay enough to slowly hobble?
It doesn't feel great, but yes, you can hobble. I mean, walk, really. Like, being an Aether Soul, you heal very quickly, but the injuries are certainly deep and extensive.
If it makes it a little bit easier, she'll probably see if there's like a makeshift cane or crutches nearby or something.
Mm-hmm. There are.
She'll slowly hobble down the hall, attempting to find Polydectes. Neza did take a nap, that's why she waited till 9 p.m.
A forced nap.
Take a
I was
longer
gonna
nap.
say, correction. You were on drugs.
But yeah,
You
but then
didn't.
I imagine when she felt better, she
You
then went
didn't.
back to sleep because
What do you mean feel
It was
better?
less. It was less you took a nap and more you were drugged and passed out and went on a bit of a trip somewhere else.
yeah, and she feels better. Kind of, a little bit, not really at all.
If
But we
Alon,
keep pushing through.
if Alon, like during his like spirit school practice or studying in the library, even like through the periphery catches a glimpse of Neza up, he is rushing towards her.
You would not catch a
I,
glimpse.
I like to
Okay.
mention that it's like a Mission Impossible thing, but the world's lamest Mission Impossible, where she just kind of stands awkwardly outside a door waiting for you to turn around and then hobbles past it.
It's the Mission Impossible theme played on a kazoo.
Yeah. But she will attempt to find Polydectes, who also, since he's in a spare lab, I imagine is not far. Like, what, 2 or 3 doors?
No,
Oh.
you're 2 or 3 floors, not doors.
Oh god, that is so far. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
even know this thing was that big.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We'll
Goes
get there.
down.
It'll take some time, but we'll
Yeah.
get there.
And you can see, like, he
Is there an
is.
elevator?
No. Um,
This facility is not ADA approved.
Not ADA.
but you find him like hunched over a workbench, tinkering with a few things, and then like he kind of looks back and does a double take. What are you doing up?
I just had something that I wanted to show you, if that's okay.
Sure.
I think it's kind of important.
Obviously. And he's going to like stand up and like offer you his chair.
Normally she would not take it, but she's not feeling well. I
Hey.
imagine once she saw the stairs, she realized she was in way too deep, and then, but, you know, Northern Will,
Mm.
she was a little bit too stubborn to go back then, because she's already up. You know, in for a penny, in for a pound. And then by the time she got to the bottom of the first set of stairs, she went, "This sucks. I really shouldn't have done this. This is awful and I hate it." But at that point, what is she going to do? Go back up the stairs? So, we're here. And she'll pass over the papers that I have sent you.
Mm-hmm. And Polydectes is gonna like look at them.
I know that your thing runs on Blue Jade right now. But Alon has a sword called Eklor that generates its own electricity. If we can...
Right, I made it.
I didn't know that. That's really cool.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did.
I forgot
We,
about
we
that.
found it in his lab.
I thought we found it in the edge of the forest.
Way to mansplain,
So
Neza.
the lab that was at the edge
Okay.
of the forest
Wait a
that had some
plane.
notes next to Eklor that said, "Hello, this is Polydectes."
Yeah,
Hi, this
I
is
forgot about that.
Polydectes, and this is my shit.
Well, that makes this a lot better, because if that means, would you know how to like tone down some of the enchantments it has on it to be able to make something to generate its own power?
What do you mean?
Now I feel stupid because I sent this to you and you said it would work, and now I feel sad. She will do best to explain as she says, well, how does Eklor work?
So, Eklor is captured lightning that was molded by the Ascendant power and contained in the form of the weapon.
Is there a way to create a link between Eklor and something else? Sort of like how we do the arcane strike, but that it would draw power directly from Eklor?
Possibly. You're wanting to put that in my body?
Toned down version of it. So you don't have to rely on Blue Jade anymore. It's really important to the cult now, and it's probably going to get a lot more scarce.
Right. Potentially. I don't know if I want this particular power source, though.
Reasonable. It's very hard to control.
No, because it runs partially off the Ascendant power.
Too. Blue Jade, as far as we know, though, might as well. If not runs off of it, contributes very well to it.
Blue Jade doesn't run off of the Ascendant power. It is not great for the mind, but I know it's not connected to the virus.
When I was connected to the Ascendant power, it was always a lot stronger when using Blue Jade, though. That's why I had it on me at all.
Right, it can empower it. Just like salt can make food taste better. But just because salt makes a good steak taste better doesn't mean it is steak.
Right. I'll continue I guess then Neza will just sort of hobble back upstairs.
Wait,
Still intent on figuring this out, though.
Stop. It might be able to work. Though, ideally I'd like to find a power source other than Blue Jade, but we have not found anything yet that could sustain this. Also, I don't know. It doesn't show any life support systems on this. And I don't know if we're in a position where we could stop my heart for an extended period of time and I'd live through that.
Oh, I had the life support systems not written down there, but sort of baked into the idea of the vague surgery. I'm not a surgeon.
Right. It's a problem. Ideally, we might be able to pass by some old sites where I buried some blue jade. And maybe there are other places over near Glane where we might be able to pick some up. I won't lie, I'll probably be in not the greatest shape. What? Them's the breaks. I'm out from under Fion's thumb. So that's a bonus.
You saw. Sorry, that is true. You saw Elon's notes on the cure, right?
I did, yes.
There's some stuff there that deals a lot with electricity, too. Is there anything in there that might be of help? Not as a power source necessarily, but maybe could help with this. And she'll gesture vaguely towards the papers.
Where does it talk about electricity?
Okay, this is out of character real quick. From my recollection, he had to get the Sovereign Moon Whaler tree
from
sap,
the
right?
old notes, yes.
Yeah, from the old notes, not the new cure. When he made like the physical, like syringe-based cure.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right. That was to catalyze reaction and to help streamline the flow of primordial magic. Lightning is primordial magic and energy made manifest. One of the best ways to carry it from place to place. There's a theory that's partially why our bodies do it, but I mean, perhaps if we're able to, I suppose, strike me in the chest with enough lightning and somehow hold it.
I mean, Alon captured lightning once before, and it sounds like you did too.
Correct. It's the holding it part that is.
Well, yeah.
Especially inside a body. I'm not going to say it's impossible, but certainly not easy.
She will nod and attempt to take, or if it doesn't sound like there's anything else, she'll attempt to shuffle back upstairs.
Hold up. I've been working on something for you. I figured that your body's already in a bit of bad shape, and I just wanted to make sure that as we were going on this mission here that here, and he pulls out what appears to be like this like small metal ring with a few like clamps with a bunch of like runes carved into it and bits of like different like gemstone dusts here and there. It when you activate it should create a bubble around yourself. It's not the strongest that I could theoretically make it, but I thought it might be a good start. And it might also, if you twist that lever there, I've been making some last minute adjustments as I've been going. Might help numb up the legs a bit so that walking is less of a pain.
She will take it and put it on.
What it does, apart from like numbing the legs, is it now upgrades your armor to give you an extra armor block.
Oh, thank God. Because she's not very strong.
Yes, you could tell.
Thank you.
Of course.
And I'll keep trying to figure this out. I'm not really an artificer, but I'd love to study. So maybe I'll hit the library.
Well, we don't have much time. I think it sounds like we are probably leaving tomorrow.
Yeah. Thank you again.
No problem. Thanks for coming back for me.
Always. And now, with the numbing the legs part, she will head back up the stairs.
Yeah, not nearly as much of a pain.
That's awesome.
But if that is it for tonight, all of you can, of course, take a complete rest. And we can move to 8 a.m. the next day. As at this point, Neza, with the upgrade given to you by Polydectes, and with a good night's sleep, you feel like you are in a condition where you're probably able to travel. You'll be regenerating as you go, but you won't keel over and die.
This is just like what it was like during exam week. God, that was hell.
You can see Kayleigh who will look over to you. What's an exam?
Did you ever have to take physicals?
No?
There's... Oh.
It's where you are tested to make sure that you know everything you're supposed to know after a certain level of schooling.
Yeah.
Strange. I'll figure it out eventually.
They tested pretty much everything that he learned for the whole... For the whole of Voices, would it be... Did they go semesters or years?
Semester.
Okay. For the whole semester.
That's another word
And-
I don't know.
Half a
the
year.
whole- Yeah. And
They just stopped
It
stuffing
was-
your face. Sorry.
I think she gives up after that.
It's largely them checking how good your memorization is.
Okay.
Yeah. Depending on the subject, they may test how well you can apply it, but a lot of subjects were just memorization.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, that's why I said this was about as close to exam week as I've been in a while. Kind of fueled on a lot of, I guess not caffeine, but adrenaline, I think.
Yeah, fair enough. So, are we heading out today?
Are you feeling up to it, Neza?
I think so, yeah.
And at this
Do
point,
feel a lot better.
Polydectes as well is gonna kind of go to the table, and he kind of has a sack over his back. All right, I finished the respirators. One for each of us.
Oh, great.
Are you feeling better, Neza?
Yeah, doing well. I made it upstairs a lot easier. Thank you.
You went upstairs?
I asked Neza to come down and check on a few things. It was stupid, I know. I needed a test subject.
Test for what?
The respirators, just to make sure the airflow was right.
And you picked the person
With the weakest
who is
lungs.
mid-recovery.
Seemed like a good idea at the time. Again, short-sighted.
Hey, if my lungs can handle it, though, that means everyone else's can.
Elon knows that Polydectes isn't dumb like that, but he's not gonna say anything.
Fair. Then, whenever you guys head out is up to you.
Hey, Nasa, can I ask you a quick question?
Sure.
You said Borellian appeared in visions to you?
Yeah. That is
Do you
true.
think that he can enter or observe dreams?
I would imagine. I mean, truly, if you ask me a question that's, do you think enter thing here about the cult that they can do, I would say yes. The Ascendant power's wild.
I asked that because I can do that. And I nearly did it last night, but then the thought kept nagging at me that Borellian could be watching while I did it.
Even if he is, or even if the entire cult is, not a lot we can do to change it. Who are you gonna contact?
Take a guess.
And she will just sadly sort of smile. I thought so. Just because the cult could be watching, though, doesn't mean you should neglect Diana over it.
You see, Nasa, my concern is that if they can watch, and one way or the other, her exact location slips out,
Yeah, that would not be good. Maybe a compromise would be to do it just once. To let her know well in advance. Or, at the beginning. Not to say anything specific, but just to make sure she's still okay. It's still a risk, but maybe less of one? Or maybe we can just try to stop by the base on our way out. I don't think we're super nearby, but
once is all it would take, Nasa. That's what worries me.
Is the base where we're going to get the
Just
mithril?
step back.
Yep. Okay.
At this point, I have no idea how or what the.
We just already
I
talked about
know.
all this.
At this point, I'm just paranoid, Vicha. With good reason, I think, but still, it's paranoia and it affects my decision making a lot. And the tough thing with paranoia is it's really hard to tell what's reasonable and what's not.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Maybe you should get over yourself and just talk to her. That's just me. And Kayla's just gonna continue shoveling eggs into his mouth.
Kind of on Kaylee's side here, but I do understand your hesitation. I
A
suppose
giant part of me wants to just say, screw it, I don't care anymore. I'm going to do it tonight. But doing that would inherently be me saying that I don't care. And I do.
what if you... Oh, never mind. The best time to do it probably would have been when we were behind these warts.
But you got stuff from Barrel behind the wards.
That's true.
He also had a direct connection with Neza, though, because of the virus.
True.
Also, if this helps, she could just be dead and it doesn't matter.
Kayley,
Elan turns around and socks Kaylee in the face.
Kayla is going to attempt to dodge it, make a damage roll.
Okay. Three.
Yeah, he'll spend stamina and kind of duck out of the way. Hey! Don't spill my breakfast.
Kaylee, can I go talk to you in the other room for a second?
No, don't take out your shitty parenting on me. He's gonna go back to
Elan
eating his
leaves.
breakfast.
Elan leaves. Elan leaves the room.
Kaylee does not give any fucks this session.
Yeah, no, every NPC's sass meter is at like 900.
Kaylee is not given any fucks in a long time.
I know,
It's
but
just mostly been concentrated on Vicha before.
Yeah.
That is also true.
Kaylee has just been firing at Vicha for the last, 10 sessions?
he's just been like,
Since
fuck
they met
Yeah.
Vicha.
Yeah.
That's true
you.
too.
It's like, fuck you in particular, but now fuck all of you. Except for Boudica, because Boudica agrees on my opinions on breakfast.
I don't even think that he's saying fuck you because he doesn't have any more fucks to give.
Yeah.
Kaylee is just like, what do you want me to say? He's just stating his opinion. Deftly? No, but he is stating it.
Whenever we eventually make an Ascendant Garden Find compilation, we have got to do the that's just my opinion for Kaylee.
But anything else you guys are doing?
Nothing from Veach at the moment, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's just eating his breakfast.
Nisa will also eat breakfast.
Boudica is eating breakfast and also knitting as fast as she can,
Fair. Race against time.
racing against time.
Oh, what do
Not
you
her
mean?
time.
Actually,
Actually, for
I
okay.
think Vicha would go after Elon.
Okay.
He's just sitting in the other room, staring at the floor, falling into a bottomless pit of self-loathing. How are you?
I'm sorry about Kayleigh. For what it's worth, it sounds like your daughter is in a safe place. Um, and I think, I mean, if she's being guarded by people like Kayleigh, I think even if the enemy got wind of where she was through your dream or any other method, I mean, I think she'd be okay. Um,
Probably.
yeah, I mean, obviously it's up to you. She's your daughter. But I think, you reaching out isn't saying screw her or anything like that. It's you wanting to make sure she knows she's not alone. And I think that's admirable. Um,
The reason I don't want to do it is because I'm a coward, Risha. Scared to death.
yeah, I, well, I'm not agreeing with. That's why I haven't left you guys either. Going back home would mean confronting a lot of people I'm not ready to confront yet. But, I mean, if we're going where she is to get the mithril, I think you're going to see her sooner rather than later. It might be better for both of you if she has a heads up. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. Everything just went so wrong.
yeah, that's what it sounds like. I'm sorry for that.
Hmm. Can't really blame anybody for it. My own fault, really.
It doesn't seem
Every
like it's
second.
any one person's fault. Oh, sorry.
Ah, no, it's fine. Every second of every day, I've wished I could just do all this over again. Too bad there's no such thing as a time machine, huh?
Yeah, that'd be something. But, I mean, I think the best way to reset in this case would, obviously you can't go back to how things were before, but the sooner you reach out to her, the sooner you can start to rebuild that relationship.
I know you're right.
Yeah, well, it's up to you. Do you want me to go grab your plate for you so you can at least finish your breakfast?
Sure. Thanks, Feature.
Of course. And I think Vicha would go grab his plate and probably, if he allowed it, sit with him to finish breakfast with him.
Fair. Then the question is, are you guys heading out after breakfast?
I don't see a reason not to.
On the road again. On and we're out on the road again.
After saying goodbye to Benno and I think also saying thank you, by the way, glad I survived. Thank you to Magister Dohanis.
She's not around.
Oh, she isn't?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Interesting.
Where'd she go?
Yeah, hold on.
She's in our hearts.
I'd like to ask Benno about that after. I imagine she's like saying, you know, oh, goodbye, I'll miss you, blah, blah, blah. By the way, where's Magister Dohanis? I'd like to thank her as well for saving me during surgery.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess she's working on a project somewhere. I haven't seen her this morning.
Oh, man.
Adding that to my fucking yellow flags notebook. God damn it.
Aw, brother.
Well, would you be able to tell her thank you from me when you do see her?
Of course, yeah. 100%.
Thank You'll give me a big hug.
He gives you a big hug. I can't lose you too. You gotta come back.
I will, as long as you promise not to go anywhere.
I'm staying right here.
Okay. If something happens, to either of us that makes us not able to meet back up again, do you want to set up a place that we can reconvene someday?
Sure.
I don't know how long the journey's gonna take.
What place? What are you thinking?
It might be... I don't know whether we want to do here in the Lord's area or somewhere else entirely. I think it might be a little bit hard to leave the Lord's area, so... What about the edge of the... I've completely blanked on the name. What about the edge of the Tempest Forest? Tempest Woods.
The entire edge?
Not the entire edge, I'm getting there. It's a lead-in to a conversation. Wait, no, that's a better idea. What about the Grey Gate? We're all gonna go there anyway.
Yeah. Okay. If something happens, I'll be waiting at the Grey Gate.
I'll wait there too. But
Only if something happens.
only if something happens. We're gonna aim to meet back here, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
See you soon.
See ya.
Then will all of you take the sewers and depart?
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. Then, as you begin to make your way out of Darmium, slipping out through the sewers, what is your course? What is your track, if you will? Are you trying to retrace your steps? Go in a new direction? You know, Ghislaine is somewhere in the top right of the map.
Mm-hmm. We want to try to go around the Tempest Wood this time.
That would probably be best.
We should have gotten those void cloaks.
Yeah, we should have. That would have been
Let's
awesome.
start walking southeast.
Back to walking. Hey, at least we got breakfast meat.
I love breakfast!
Boudica, we should sing the breakfast song.
Yes, we should.
And so, as you are setting off in that southeastern direction, I should ask, during the first night, is Alon trying to call his daughter?
Yep.
He is.
Yep.
Okay. Then, as you snuggle down, kind of following the edge of the Tempest Wood, previous day you've been really just avoiding the infected. As you close your eyes, what are you thinking? What are you imagining? What are you hoping for?
Hoping for?
Mm-hmm.
That despite everything, she's managed to have at least some happiness.
Gotcha. Then, as you close those eyes, you feel your consciousness drift out in an attempt to find this person. And eventually, you find yourself looking at the Tempest Wood itself. This swirling storm all around. And as you begin to make your way through, you see a person standing in a clearing in front of you with kind of like red hair, similar build to a person you met long ago. It's kind of like a splitting image of Aspasia from the back. And then you watch as the person turns around. And you see a young woman, 17, 18, eyes like your wife, a nose like yours. She's wearing mithril armor, and you can see her eyes kind of go wide as she sees you, Alon. What are you doing?
Approaching.
You can see, like, she immediately whips off of her back what appears to be like a longbow, knocks an arrow, pulls it back.
Raise hands.
What kind of fuckery is this, Borellian? I swear to God.
Please don't tell me he's been fucking with you.
Shut up.
He shut up.
And at this point, you come face to face with your daughter, Diana, years later. And it is here where we will end this session for tonight.
Epic!
As next week we will pick up with a conversation between father and daughter.
Oh, God.
Super cool.
Thank you for the session.
No
Thank you.
problem.
During this session,
Yes, thank you.
starting to make Napoleon Dynamite fan art. Here it is.
Nice.
It's LaFonda and Kip.
This is the vibe.
Yeah.
It is?
No, why would you level up?
Because you love us.
While I do, This was not level up worthy.
Oh,
We'll see about next session.
level up next session.
If you do things,
Is
if you progress your
LaFonda,
characters.
Colin, is LaFonda and Kip hero point worthy?
No.
That's fair. I was mainly asking to be a little shit. I knew you were gonna
Only
say no.
alpacas are hero point worthy.
Only if I
If
draw
I-
an alpaca?
Yeah, I was about to say if we both draw you an alpaca, and if everybody draws you an alpaca in the next minute and a half, can we have hero points?
Do you think it only takes a minute and a half to draw an alpaca?
I think it takes a minute and a half for Shannon and I to draw an alpaca, and
You're
therefore we get an advantage.
You're assuming I have
It's
enough
not a
in me
competition.
to draw an
Oh, you're
alpaca
right.
now. Bro, I'm a tired little guy.
Yeah, so am I.
Oh,
Good night.
Yeah, good night.
Good night.
Thank you for
night.
the session.
oh goodness. But yeah, a session.